sun and cast his way behind. All I need's a place to find, and there I'll celebrate. All in all, there's something to give. All in all, there's something to give. All in all, there's something to do. All in all, there's something to do. All in all, there's something to live with you. With you. All I need.
Although jiving is not a maneuver you do very often, a little mistake can cost you a race. Especially in heavy winds, jiving is a decision you must take. And once you want to go for it, just don't hesitate, do it. The best moment to do the jive is when you're surfing a wave. As your speed increases, the apparent wind goes down and you lose some pressure on your sail. That's the moment to get the 3 lines and go for it. It's important that when you practice your jives with light air and with medium air, you follow every single step. So when you get to heavy air conditions, you know exactly what you have to do and you don't make any mistakes. Let's get on the boat now and see what we have to do. When you decide to jive, first thing you need to be sure is that you're sailing straight downwind. If there's enough wind, you must be surfing a wave. First step should be to put the centerboard down just as much as you need to let the sail go across. Get the 3 lines of the main sheet with your arm full extended, and from that position, pull really hard. Use that pump to accelerate your boat. Once you change sides, you must sit down as soon as you can. Change hands, and last but not least, remember always to put your centerboard up. Let's see some complete jives so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. First, you lower the centerboard not more than what you need to let the boom go through. Second step, and very important, is to head down until you're sailing downwind or even by the lee. Then, with your arm fully extended, you grab the 3 lines of the main sheet and pull hard as you slightly head down to help the boat jive. Before the sail is on the new side, you must already be going across. Get on the other rail as quick as you can. Once you're sitting, you can switch hands. And always remember to put the centerboard up again. There are a couple of extra details that will help you make perfect jives. A little roll in light air is not a bad idea. If you do it in the right moment, as you pull from the 3 lines of the main sheet, it will put some extra pressure on the sail. In heavy winds, the most important thing is to be surfing a wave as you go into the jive. As we mentioned before, this will make the apparent wind decrease, and the sail won't hit so hard on the other side. In a perfect jive, you almost shouldn't use the rudder. If you head down enough, then you will only need to slightly steer to help the jive, but as the sail is coming across, you must correct the course again. These are the steps that need to be followed. But remember, it works just like in the tacks. You need to find the right jive for you. In heavy wind, some sailors stay standing longer to control the boat, while others prefer to go straight on the other rail. Different sailors, different styles. Let's see some of the most common mistakes on the water. Although it's good to do a little roll in the jibe, it is important that we still do smooth movements and avoid splashing water. Jibing in light air is not complicated, but in heavy wind it becomes a different story. If you hesitate and get on your knees, guess what happens?
Whoa!
Rolling the boat too much in heavy winds, it's not anymore a matter of splashing. See what happens when your boom hits the water. Same thing happens if you don't let the sail all the way out. Check it out. In both cases, the boat wants to head up because the sail is trimmed in when it hits on the new side. Once again, miscoordination of weight, rudder and mainsheet makes you lose control. You can see he's trying to head down with the rudder, but the sail and the heel forces the boat to head up. Always remember that you need to be sailing straight downwind and with your sail all the way out before you start the jibe. A double tack is a very good tool that can get you out of difficult situations.
When we're going around the mark and we can barely make it, doing a perfect double tack can make us go around without losing any time. Also, it's a very good tool to get away from a tight cover, especially in team racing.
It's very, very important that your technique through this tack is extremely perfect. If not, it's not gonna help you. When I talk about perfect technique, there are two key points. The first one is to change your hands really fast. The second one is to use your weight to accelerate the whole movement.
The best way to work on your double tacks is by first making two individual tacks separated by some time, and then make that time shorter and shorter until it becomes one complete movement. An excellent double tack is a result of doing two perfect roll tacks together. There are two main difficult things about a double tack. The first one is that we need to do a very good first tack, so we go into the second one sailing at full speed. And the other is the transition between those two tacks, in which you need to switch hands very quickly. Remember to hold extension from the very end and to start switching hands as soon as you're landing on the new rail, so you can start the second tack straight away. The timing to start heading up for the second tack is when your boat is almost already flat. If you start turning too early, you won't get all the acceleration from the first roll. It's also important to use our body enough to help the boat turn. As we said, it is a maneuver that can be very useful. See how Tommy makes a double tack to round the mark without losing any time. It is also very good to start attacking duel, and of course, it's a great tool to get out of a tight cover.
Are you getting tired? Let's take a break. A 720 is not a maneuver you want to do during a race, but it's actually one of the best when you practice your boat handling. It's going to help you coordinate your movements through your tacks, your jives, and your mark roundings.
The key point for a perfect 720 is to coordinate the three controls to spin as fast as you can. As we head down, it is very important that we use the rudder and the main sheet aggressively, that we let our sail out, and when we jive, let the rudder go. Using the roll, we're going to go into the tack and then rub the rudder again to do the second spin. Coordination is the most important thing on a 720. Go to the water and try it. The 720 is a maneuver in which you need to best coordinate the three controls. And the most difficult part is that it should all happen in less than 15 seconds. Technically, a 720 is formed by 2 jives and 2 tacks, though the most important parts are actually the transitions between them. Before you start the first jive, always have the centerboard down, trimming your sail a little bit, then grab the 3 lines of the main sheet and pull hard. As the sail is cramming across, let the rudder go. Be ready to trim in with both hands and, after doing a roll tack, grab the rudder again to start the second spin. It is important that when you need to head down, you use the rudder and have the sail trimmed out as you hike to help the boat turn. There are a couple of key points to make the 720 as fast as it can be. First one is the trimming. The sail needs to be perfectly adjusted for the direction that the boat is heading. As you are constantly turning, you obviously need to be constantly adjusting it. One important thing is that when you head down, you shouldn't let all the sail out. So when the sail hits on the new side after the jive, that over trimming will accelerate the rotation. Second is the heel. In the moments in which you're heading down, you need to have the boat overheeled, and as you head up, heel to leeward. In both tacks, use your body to roll the boat. Check it out now with the onboard camera. It is very clear that if you want to make a great 720, you should put all what you've got, even more if you're sailing in heavy conditions. Mistakes happen because of miscoordination of the 3 controls or lack of timing between turning and body movements. Having the sail all the way out when you start the jive will not allow you to trim in as fast as the boat is spinning. Then, you won't have a full sail throughout the turn, and that will slow you down. Losing power as you head up into the next tack won't help you at all. When we're going upwind, should we tack or jive first to start our 720? We prepared a little clip that is going to give you the answer. Check it out. In this drill, we had Francisco on the left side starting the 720 with a tack, and Sebastian doing it by jiving. As you can see, they start together. Each of them do their 720 and they will end up crossing in the same position as they were before. So what should we do? Whenever we have to do a 720 going upwind, we need to first see what the options are, considering the boats around us. If you could always choose, we suggest that you started with a jive. This is because in any other situation or condition, this would be the fastest way, especially when it gets more and more windy.
It's impossible to handle your boat in heavy air if your sail is not properly trimmed. The most important thing is that you tighten your vang really hard. Let us show you how you can do that without the help of your coach. It is very easy to adjust your vang when you are in the water. You don't even need to stop sailing.